What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XCN OnyxCoin today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Let's get into it, okay? So I want to offer the perspective that we might be looking at this wrong, and not in a bad way, just in a way that demands more time, okay? I want to be clear as to what I mean. So here, while we were looking for this move, and I think I just gave it away with that drawing there. I forgot that was there. It was hidden before. I had it on hidden, but then once I use the brush, it takes away the hidden. I didn't mean to have it. I didn't even remember that I had it hidden, but we're going to get to this. We're going to get to what I think is going to happen here. That's a little bit of a spoiler, okay? But what I think we were expecting was that, and what I was expecting at least, was that we move up, we consolidate, and we continue to move up, right? We're just beginning this move up. And maybe we are. Maybe we are. But maybe we're not. Maybe we're still bottoming, you guys. Maybe we are still bottoming. And I want to be clear. I think that we've already found our low. I think this is already the next low. It's the higher low. When I say we're still bottoming, I just mean we're going to find another low. It might be a higher low. It could be a lower low or a double bottom. But another low, we're still bottoming. Something then will break us out, maybe, you know, on an hourly basis. This chart's on an hourly basis. So this breakout point over here that I'm just assuming to draw, who knows if it's actually going to look like that. You know, it could be in sometime next week that we break out, which could imply that by the end of this week we actually start moving lower. I know that this morning I was talking about the end of the week being around 3 cents potentially, but I don't know. We didn't get the reaction. Nothing happened today like I thought it would, and that's not a good thing, right? I think that moving down like this and consolidating like this, that only makes me think that you've got lower to go, right? And the only way that I can make sense out of this is a very common pattern that I identify, I feel like, all the time, which is a Adam and Eve pattern. It could be some kind of Adam and Eve pattern. This definitely has the V-shaped recovery. This already, to me, it seems like you're going to have this nice kind of soft landing. And Adam and Eve's, they can happen in all kinds of ways, right? In Adam and Eve, it's a V and a U. The V and the U, generally for the Adam and Eve, it's a double bottom. But you can have an Adam and Eve where the Eve is slightly above the Adam. You can have that. You can have an Adam and Eve where the Eve goes a little bit below the Adam. You could have an Adam and Adam. There's nothing wrong with that either, right? It's 2024. Get with the program, people. But, you know, it might not be an Adam and Eve. It could be a bunch of different things. I'm just under the assumption right now that as the RSI, if I'm looking at this objectively, it's getting highs here. You got a high right here in your RSI. And that price action that followed, I mean, that was a high in this range, to be fair, but that high in the RSI was above the RSI readings from over here, and the price was higher. That's hidden bearish divergence. That's not a good thing, right? Consolidating this close, high to low, consolidating this close to the golden ratio without hitting it oftentimes results in a rather dramatic move down. Instead like doing this where you reach for it and then you bounce immediately, that's nice. That's very encouraging. But whenever you don't get continuation, you continue grinding at this area, I don't think the golden ratio is going to be respected at all. I think we are just going to plummet straight down to the 786, maybe down to the 886. I'm not selling. I fully expect that we are going to move down to 2 cents or even just below 2 cents. That is the message I want to portray here, the idea that I'm offering, right? We've got lower highs, lower lows. And at this rate, you know, in this kind of channel, maybe, you know, the end of the week it's over here, right? That's the end of the week right there on this line right here. That's the end of the week. So by the end of the week, we will find our low, and then sometime maybe late Sunday or on Sunday, we would start to, I guess it's Saturday now, I keep saying the end of the week. Over the next 2 days, we will find our low, and then sometime on Sunday, we should start to recover. If not, Monday would be the day that we start to recover and move up higher, right? And I'm just drawing these lines. They're not the most perfect lines, but I feel like that encapsulates it rather well. Definitely suggestive that we would probably bottom. I mean, here's Monday, so we probably would bottom by the end of this week, right? And then again, just the RSI is, to me, very suggestive as well that we're going to go lower. I don't like seeing downtrends on the highs while seeing uptrends on the highs in the RSI. That's not encouraging to me. Although, yes, this is a lower high, relatively speaking, it's still not encouraging to me. You look at this, right? You were here for a little bit on the 1 hour. You moved up. Here, you just moved up immediately, moved up immediately. Here, we've been consolidating for a very long time. We could very well hit that oversold zone. We might not hold this higher low scheme on the 1 hour at all. And if we break through that, I want you to know it's not a big deal at all. Whatever, who cares? Right? Look at this. Look at how much it matters. Let me show you how much it matters, right? We had higher lows here, higher lows here, higher lows here, and look, we broke out of it. Who cares? We moved up. We actually started forming higher lows after that. Was it any worse than it was right whenever we broke this imaginary diagonal line? No, it was as worse as it could be right there at that moment. And I guess the price dropped lower, to be completely fair, but the RSI did not go lower. The RSI started to build, and it gave us divergence, which allowed us to have this phenomenal bounce that we had. But all I'm trying to say by that is, likely if we break down here, it might suggest a little bit lower prices. You know, we might move down a little bit. And does that mean we can go lower afterwards? Sure, we could go lower afterwards. But even if we go all the way down here, even if we see a low lower than that low, which I wouldn't expect, it's nothing dramatic, man. It's nothing that we can't come back from, that we won't come back from. We will come back by the end of the month of February, and by the end of the month of March. We're going to be not just above prices that we're at now, but at new all-time highs, okay? But I want to be very clear that I think we're moving down. Okay, I think that we are going to move down. Even though I think we're moving down, I'm not selling. I'm not playing with any of my short-term position money, because we could at any moment just see this thing erupt. It could happen, right? And I'm not going to play the game. If anything, all I'm saying is not to sell here, but just maybe not buy, right? Not financial advice, but at this point in time, I think it would be more responsible to buy at higher prices than it would be to buy here. Like wait for the breakout, wait for the confirmation that you're moving up higher, and then buy. It's less risky than buying here where we don't have that confirmation. Does that make sense? It's quite common. It's quite common actually to have a good risk management system where buying higher at the breakout point is actually more safe than buying here before you've broken out, because you could still break out to the downside, right? So I think waiting, there's nothing wrong with waiting as long as you're okay with potentially buying at like prices that are 3% higher. If the price, you're at 0.0022 right now, if the price goes up to 0.0028, then I would say maybe not even there. Let's get some more validation. I would say if the price goes up, it's about 5% from the current price. If the price goes up to 0.00233, I would say FOMO in at that point. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I think that's a perfect area to FOMO in, because definitely at that point we're probably going to retrace and see a higher high than this. I love how I said definitely at that point we will probably, definitely will probably do this. That's my technical analyst in me, right? I'm telling you my thoughts, but I don't want to be held liable for my thoughts, because they're just thoughts, they're just opinions. My opinions can be wrong. So seeing that above 0.00, or sorry, above 2.38 cents, I think that's what it was. 2.33, sorry, 2.33 cents. That would likely make me want to FOMO in. But until then, until something like that, I think it's appropriate to wait, because very likely we will see targets that are down around 2 cents, if not lower. And from the current price, you guys, that's more of a drop than it would be if you bought on the pump, if you FOMO'd in at that 5% pump, right? And then let alone if it goes to the 886, that's below 10%. So at any rate, looking at it like it's an 8% drop to an 11% drop, that actually doesn't make me want to hold out. If anything, I still think it's a good time to buy, but maybe DCA. I don't know. Just trying to offer some perspective here, okay? I don't know what else to say. Let's look at some longer term stuff, and then we'll end this video, okay? So high to low here. And before we do, maybe I'll just be clear one last time. Summarize what we've said so far in this video is that we're at 2.2 cents right now. I fully expect that the price will go around, if not below 2 cents, likely today and tomorrow, between the next 2 days. I don't expect this move down to be sustained. I expect it to happen and then be done, and then next week we're moving back up. Next week I expect that we will be above 3 cents. Next week we could even be breaking out to new relative highs. Who knows? But certainly by the end of the month, I would expect that we are not just above new relative highs, but we're potentially reaching for prices that are at 10 cents, 13 cents, and above. Reaching for by the end of the month, not achieving. Achieving those prices by the end of March, right? That's the expectation. And I have to say, guys, I'm actually flirting with the idea of this move ending in April for a lot of cryptos. So, or maybe for some cryptos it ends in the end of March, but maybe for the whole kind of crypto space, it continues into April. I don't know. I could see XCN ending in March and then other cryptos continuing until April. Don't make the mistake, you guys. A lot of people think that every coin needs to pump at once. So then you get people who hold on to coins that aren't pumping, and they see coins pump, so they sell their coins that aren't pumping. They buy the coin that is pumping because they think every coin pumps at once. So if their coin's not pumping, it must be broken. But coins don't pump at once. They don't all pump at once together. It seems like that at times because it's groups of coins all at once, but everything takes its turn on the pumps and on the dumps, right? And there's generally on the dumps we do move in unison pretty well. But when it comes to topping out, whenever it comes to stopping growing, whenever it comes to consolidating, everything will kind of start to consolidate at the same time. But again, things will take their turns too, right? Certain coins will start to consolidate a week before the average altcoin does. Certain coins will start to consolidate maybe even a month after or before the average altcoin does, or a month after, you know. So everything moves at its own pace and all together at the same time. It's a rather funky flow of things, but it's actually not that funky. It just kind of is the way it is, man. From a high to a low, you went all the way up to your 618, pulled back to your 200. From this perspective alone, the next minimum target, truthfully, as minimal as I could be, would be 7 cents. Why does it keep deleting it? I don't know. 7 cents would be the minimal target, okay? Oftentimes, whenever you're seeing these kind of strong, structured moves up in these deep extensions, I don't expect that you stop at the 2886. I would actually expect that you stop at the 3113 or higher, right? And the 3113 is at about 9.79 cents. So right there at about 10 cents. Oftentimes with the 2886, you don't really wick above it, and with the 3113 you don't either. So it's either you stop here or you stop there. Much in the ways of in between, I don't see happening so much, but it could happen. You never know. You could go just above the 3113 as well, but that would be a good minimum target, I think, is about 10 cents there, just below 10 cents. And then if you break 10 cents, the way that this fib works, you guys, is not that. I just want to be clear in this, right? You don't commonly stop between this line here and this line here. You either stop here and then you go down, or you break through this and you don't stop until you're here. So it's either 10 cents or 20 to 26 cents that we're going to stop, right? And I don't know about you guys, but the way that we've moved up so far, I'm feeling like 20 to 26 cents might be on the table. I really am. And maybe it's not. Maybe this is one of those times where we do stop right in the middle, where it's kind of unexpected, but maybe this is one of those times where we do that. We do have all-time highs that are in the way as well. It could happen. Time will tell. But just some perspectives, just some stuff to look forward to that I wanted to offer there at the end. I don't really know if I have anything else that I want to talk about in the video, so I'll probably just end it there. We're at 2.2 cents right now, looking like we want to move lower. Of that, I'm pretty confident, right? I was expecting today, the reason why I'm confident is that, I say today, I mean yesterday. I was expecting yesterday to provide that low and then a recovery. If we were at these same prices but we had that dip, it would look good. But what it is that we're at the same prices, we haven't had that dip. That makes me think that this dip might be a little bit more intense. What we're doing is we're consolidating, we're setting ourselves up in a descending triangle, in a downtrend. We're setting ourselves up for a lower move, right? So I do think, and if it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Would it be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I don't know. This could be a zigzag. This could be a zigzag where you get one move down, two is your consolidation phase, then your third move down. It's a three-legged pattern, but within the three legs, you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 legs, and then you have on your corrective phase a 1, 2, 3. I don't know. It might not be a zigzag. I'm not the best with Elliott wave, guys. I try. I don't know how you would identify this as three waves, though. It's a triangle. It's a running flat. It's a triangle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It wouldn't be a zigzag then. I don't know. Elliott wave theory or not, I think we're going lower. I got nothing else to say, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Be prepared for lower prices. Do not be scared. I'm not selling. I'm not recommending selling, but not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Do whatever you want. Take it easy. Bye-bye.